Hello, this is Square World at the EuroGamer Expo on the 23rd of September at Earl's Court, London. We've just finished playing through the demos of Final Fantasy XIII-2 and Rage, and I will talk about Rage a bit first. My initial thoughts on this are it's brilliant. You read the hype and you look at it and you think, well, just how much of a good shooter can it be? It really is a lot of fun. The animation in particular, you can wing an enemy in the shoulder and they'll spin around. They'll sit on the ground, they'll clutch their gut where you shot them, and then they'll climb back up steadily. If you've taken a limb out, they'll start running away from you. The AI is absolutely phenomenal. The animation sets are really good, and the hitboxes are really good as well. You can get someone right through the goggles in a helmet, and you can kill them that way. It's a lot of fun. You can build your own contraptions, you can build things to blow open doors, you can make your own bandages. We didn't get to see that many gadgets on this demo. Next, we're going to talk about Final Fantasy XIII-2, which was fun. It was a bit of a difference from the last game. You can now add monsters into your party, and it adds into the whole paradigm system. There we go. It's been a long time since I played the original. It's fun, and they've added a few quick time events and special attacks into the stuff to make it feel a bit more interactive, but it's still not quite as visceral, not quite as involved as it could be, in my opinion. However, it's based on unfinished code, so we'll see how that works out. Hello, we've just finished playing through the Ninja Gaiden 3 demo, and it was a lot of fun indeed. It does feel very different from Ninja Gaiden 2. I mean, the obliteration techniques are back, kind of. No limb severance this time, and almost every fight seems to end in one of those video kill attacks. Even the square button leads to going into one of those now. You can also perform numerous obliteration techniques on the same enemy once he's already dead, basically. He just bleed out on the floor, but you can finish him off anyway. It was fun. The controls took a little bit of getting used to. The flying swallow attack is kind of there. It leads into a grapple now instead of being able to chain it together into other attacks. The Azuna drops there. A lot of the fan favourites are back, and the Nimpo system has been overhauled quite drastically. Now they lead into big, flashy, cinematic screen clearing attacks. They're a lot of fun to do. You build up to one by attacking people, then you use it as a kind of a tension gauge attack rather than having Nimpo as ammo like you did in the last game, filling it up with demon mushrooms and things like that. The boss was with a gigantic mechanical spider. That was fun. You had to attack its legs and cut that off. My main criticism would be at the moment it's rather easy, and the combo system doesn't feel quite as robust as in the last game. That being said, I've played probably the first level in the game on demo, so there's a lot of time left for it to get more complicated and more in-depth, but at the moment I had a lot of fun playing this.
Hi, I'm Mike Biffel. I'm the lead designer on MonsterMind, which you're looking at here. The game is a social game. It's a social game for gamers, though. Our goal was to use the social network platform, Facebook Games, and produce a game that actually required skill and interaction with your friends and actually intelligent gameplay. So, what is the game? The game is, at its core, a city builder. So you build up very cool cities. You build up these massive, sprawling cities with businesses, population buildings, weapons, all manner of things. And then, of course, once you've built a city that you love and your friends have built cities that they love, you demolish each other, you utterly destroy each other. And the game becomes about doing absolute immediate damage to your friends. It's something we saw when we looked at a lot of the city building games, was that they were not, they were allowing you to build these beautiful cities and then doing nothing with them. So you weren't able to really interact with each other within them. We saw them as an opportunity to send monsters at each other and use those environments as cool places to have gameplay happen. It's all in real time. It's all real multiplayer between friends, so if you're online and your friend's online and you send a monster in, then that's happening as you play. So it's all there. Okay, so my colleague AJ here is building up his city, repairing it. That's a part of most social games, that you're constantly repairing and building and doing all that kind of gameplay. But what AJ's actually doing here is he's preparing for a fight. He knows his friends are coming and he wants to build up the perfect city to defend himself. And AJ takes this game very seriously, so he is properly placing his weapons. He's thinking about the relative locations of those turrets and how best to place them in order to get the biggest result. He is putting up walls. He's repairing damage. You can see there he's also preparing for the future. So he's putting up buildings that he knows are going to take a little while to develop, but he's doing it because tomorrow he's going to use those to truly destroy his friends. So AJ, if you want to just visit one of your friends' cities, so this is the real-time aspect of the game, is AJ can visit any one of his friends' cities in real time straight away. He can go to their cities, purchase a few monsters, and start sending them in. The direction the monster moves at is defined by this line, which shows directional movement. At its basic level, the game just sends monsters in that straight line, which makes it very tactical. You're always trying to decide in which is the best route. But already we're starting to experiment with ways to mess up that line. So we have in the game at the moment signs that players can put in. So in your city, if you've got a very important building that you don't want any monsters to get to, you can put signs in front of it which redirect monsters around that building. And we do loads of things like that, and we want to do more as we go forward. Obviously, this game is a social game, and what's very exciting about that is we can keep adding to it and changing things up as we go. So as you can see, AJ here is making full use of the frankly hacked version of the game we've got on the stand here with massive XP, massive currency. He's destroying this city. What we wanted to do was make a game where a casual player who maybe wasn't very tactically aware could have fun and kind of just launch a load of monsters and do some damage, but then a more skilled player who is more frugal with their money, more frugal with their time, will find the right tactics in order to get the most damage with the least spending. Speaking of spending, the game uses an in-game currency. So those businesses that AJ was building in his city reward him with money, which he can then use to go and destroy. He can also steal from his friends by destroying their money buildings when he visits them. If he runs out of money and someone really needs to die, he can use Facebook credits to purchase more monsters and just keep the experience going. This game is about revenge. One thing we found in all of our play tests, our focus tests, and even in the office, is it's all about that back and forth of revenge battle gameplay. And it's really exciting. When you see, we're already seeing gamers starting to use the tactics they love from games like Command & Conquer. You know, our tank run is zombies. People are using zombies to destroy each other's cities. And it's great to see it. Things like hiding weapons here. This player has placed a turret behind that building so that no one can see it. So that when AJ goes, oh, that's a fine building, I'll have that, he'll get destroyed. And it's that kind of gameplay which is really exciting, and something that's really new to social games is that kind of depth. This is out already to play. We're in open beta at the moment. You can get to it by going to monstermindgame.com or going onto Facebook and searching for MonsterMind. It's out to play now. You can play it with your friends. It's free to play, obviously. No upfront cost, no registration, nothing like that. If you've got a Facebook account, you've got everything you need to play the game. If at some point you decide to spend some money on it, then those options are there via Facebook credits.
Hi, I'm Robin from Ronimo Games, and we're here showing Awesomenauts, which is kind of a 2D platforming take on League of Legends and Dota. It's a 3-on-3 team-based game, and every player, you just basically pick a character whenever you at the start of the game, and as you progress, you get more abilities and you different upgrades for your abilities or your weapons, or to get more health. And overall, the gameplay itself is very much like League of Legends and Dota. You push forward with your team, trying to destroy enemy turrets to clear a way to the enemy base, and then you destroy it. But as the enemy is trying to do the same, it kind of becomes a tug of war, and the team fights themselves, they kind of play out like Super Smash, with everyone just mashing into each other and piling up. But at the end of the day, it's still quite a strategic game. You really need to make sure you cover the right points, push forward whenever there's an opportunity, and if you, or you can actually be defeated by a more tactical opponent. So that's, in short, that's what the game is about.
Hello, we've just finished playing through the demos of Guild Wars 2 and Silent Hill Downpour. First, a bit on Guild Wars 2. We actually got our footage courtesy of an attender who was very nice. I believe his name was Michael. He let us film whilst he was playing. The game itself looks to be very good. A lot of the skills that he was playing through as a gunner character were very kind of positional based. There was a big sweeping backstep to get out of danger. You could somersault over characters and deal damage that way. The real star of this demo proved to be what looked like an undead dragon that came out of the sea, climbed up a mountain, roared at you, then climbed back down into the sea and then tried to kill you. This seems to be a very good encounter. He would build walls out of dead things, big kind of rib cages would come up out of the sea, act as a wall and shield him from turret fire. You could actually man turrets and little kind of lightning generating things, I have no idea what they were, and you could man a great big laser cannon as well, I believe, and then fire it directly at the boss to do damage that way. You could aim the turrets at his legs, at his head, for various effects, and it also showcased how the class system isn't quite as rigid and traditional as in other MMOs. There isn't a stock standard tank character soaking everything up. People dodge out the way, they can immobilize enemies. They can heal themselves, they can stealth out. You resurrect your friends by holding F near them, which, you know, like an action game, you bring them back up, like a bit like in Left 4 Dead. Think of it like that. You get a load of different skills depending on what you're doing. Your weapon sets dictate your skills. If you're an elementalist, you can change to different elemental attributes, and then you get different skill sets on the fly in what looked like mid-battle, although I couldn't say for sure. You get skills that are different for when you're swimming, you get skills for when you've been incapacitated and you're in last stand mode. They've really put a lot of detail into this, and it all goes together to make a game which, to be honest with you, is probably quite a bit more involved than most MMO games. Rather than say, okay, you're a mage, you have to sit down, throw fireballs and avoid the boss's AoE, this time you're manning turrets, you're building things, you're doing all kinds of things. You can resurrect friendly NPCs during the fight to help you the same way you would with players. It looks like there's a lot of new stuff going on in here, and the demo really served to showcase the dynamic event system well, because that undead dragon, and I assume its equivalents, could pop up all over the map in the final release. Hello, we've just finished playing the demo of Joe Danger, the movie, I believe, and it was rather fun. It's not a million miles away from how Trials handles. You play this guy on the bike, you have to get to the end of an obstacle course, but this time they've expanded out because you don't just play on a bike, you get snowmobiles, mine carts, jetpacks. God knows how that's meant to control. That was fun. It's very fun, it's very cartoony, it's very non-threatening again. You can just kind of play it and have fun. Someone can careen straight into a wooden bar at about God knows what speed, cave their face completely against the wall, and you just laugh because it's kind of funny at the time. It's nice to have that kind of cartoon violence around. It played well, it looked good, there's a lot of really good variety in this one. It was a bit for short hands-on, but it was very enjoyable.